Welcome. In this video, I want to show again food exercise down. You can see Hildegard, the shakiness down. Why it's important to get a hold of your dog and bring them under direct control and influence. So see here, she got to turn her head around to look at the food because I have her right at an angle here. So this is the card counting part I was talking about, where you need to slow it down. See the shaking? That's stress. That is connected to possessiveness, the mind moving over and beyond the dog owner. And so here what I'm doing is, this is like a de-stressing exercise here. The question is, well, when do you advance? So here she's showing her teeth. See her teeth showing now? You saw that little moment of teeth showing? Down. 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 So you saw the teeth come out. Down. And so therefore, okay, and again, this is another example. How do you handle a situation down where the teeth start to come out? Well, I go back to leash like I'm doing here. Down. And now we're really going to take our time. Okay? And so here, so I'm going to remove my hand from bring her under direct control that way, because you want to remove the potential to get bitten. So this is where, okay, you'd want to add, okay, a muzzle exercise onto this separate and apart from this type of situation. So here, and this is the thing about slowing down. So where I was doing it appeared going pretty good. I was moving along, what I thought was pretty nicely. And then this example of stopping, testing it, right? And so when I put it to the test, guess what? The teeth come out. So we're just going to take our time here. But again, going back to the leash method here, like I'm doing right here, like this, I still have control, a baseline through the leash, through the collar. I have the advantage because she's turned opposite, so I created the association. And so I'm forcing her to work through this, and I'm avoiding a direct confrontation, okay? But that little reveal happened because, again, how's the reveal happen? Through, again, intentional control, influence being part of the equation. So you hear her, she's whining here a little bit, stressing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stand here. I still have full control over her. I still have, again, the ability to be able to influence her state of mind through how I have the leash and how I'm creating moments, have her turned away. So this is the forcing her to work through this, okay? Again, you see that look. Okay, that look like, okay, don't like this. So really, this is a sign, really have to slow, really got to slow this down. And so what I'll do here, once I get a certain level of relaxation, okay, I'm going to do this in kind of increments of kind of angling. And so what you're looking for here, starting to happen here a little bit. She's starting to relax a little bit more because she has to know, hey, this is not you aren't going to punch through this and bypass me, or I'm not going to be, again, toll boothing me. And that's the problem. Understand, I'd really encourage anyone dealing with food aggression is really, you really need to slow it down to this level where you're exposing the cards, okay? Because you always have a sense there's a problem, but to really understand just how bad it really is, you need to work through it this way. Understand that's in her. She's used her teeth in the past. Not on me. But she's just showing that, kind of giving me a warning, say, hey, this is really not cool. I owned everything in the past here. But no, this is like the same thing. This is like having a conversation. This is the same thing with me being in control and just taking my time. And we're just gonna hang out here for a while before we turn. You'll see all this. But this just, again, gives me an idea that I really need to slow this down, work this out of her. You see that look? Okay, now I'm going to get her up here. Sit. There's tension again through the leash. I'll move her forward here. So here what I'm going to do is, again, because I don't want to, create a moment like that where I could she'd try to bite me. Therefore, it's all leash methods. I'm going to turn a little bit here towards, sit, down. And I do the down. On voice. And my baseline, see that? And then watch this, pressure down. See here, I still have the angle with her. She's starting to realize that this is not going to go down that way. Same thing right here. So right here, watch this, a little pressure, just a little bit. Because right here, she's peripherally looking over there. Watch this, a little bit of, see that? Just a little bit more here. See that, just to bring her out of that. So here, and I talk about the subtleness of just the role of influence. And see, generated focus back to me. So here, there's that baseline through the choke chain. Just enough to affect her focus. And here, when she went down into a state of relaxation here, I took a little bit off the baseline. So it's like, when she gives, I give, but you have to keep the baseline at a constant when you're dealing with a relationship problem for a period of time. You're working off that baseline. So that whining is still there, that protest is still there, but she is starting to relax a little bit more. But what I'm doing, I'm just slowing this right down. We're going to get there, okay? She's going to be able to eat here in a few minutes, but I'm just really slowing this down because the showing the teeth, okay, that was the signal. Okay, that's your information. And then you make adjustments from there. But it's about doing it smart. So what type of adjustments? So adjustments so you don't get bitten. Okay, that's the adjustment. Having the advantage over her. See that shakiness? Now understand, this only comes out through the food. Okay, this stress load on her. She's obviously very, very food possessive. And that's a relationship issue, but that's also linked into issues towards other dogs, reactivity. So understand it all connects. So this helps everything else and vice versa. So when you're working on this type of an issue, be aware that's what you're doing. So this is kind of like an extended food exercise that we're doing with her right now. like I said, I wasn't gonna record this originally, but I brought her around. I could see the shakiness start to come on to her, so I figured I'll do some recording here, just so people, and then the teeth showing, that was a little extra thing that happened. And so this is the letting it go part. Okay, this is the thing. You have to kind of decompress the dog. This is the working through. Because you have to understand where you're at. This is like the thing with, this is about starting a war with her. This is about getting her to process this through the human the right way. And so it's right here. She's turning her head. I'm putting more pressure. Watch this, pressure, pressure, pressure. See, change your focus again. Chin back down. You hear her whining and carrying on. Because this is a reasonable demand. There's nothing abusive happening to her. This is just about how her mind is moving. And this is a control issue. This would be like a spoiled child having a temper tantrum because suddenly they're not getting their own way. So here, and the other thing that to always consider too is you don't want to move forward, because we will move forward. You don't want to move forward by way of a moment where she is expressing any sort of control, where she ties that in thinking that created me to move. Okay, I'm going to move in a moment where I have a little better state of relaxation. Doesn't mean it's going to be perfect, because this takes time anyway, and she's going to eat. But you want to set this up so it's better each time. So now we saw the teeth showing. This is where we're really going to start slowing this down every day to this level. Down. Yawn in there. Again, stress coming off of her. Sit. So she's... Now even there, when she does a sit, you know, you can tell that there's more... her mind is definitely pulling in more because the body, okay, will stiffen up. Okay, so just be aware that when I talk about getting information from even how the body's reacting by way of, you know, influence and control being part of the equation, that's where you get your information. So here, I'm going to bring her forward a little bit. Again, I'm going to start to move her towards the dish, but watch this. I'm going to angle her again right here, down, 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 down. So notice here, this is really where you got to be careful. Down. So notice there, I just did it all through leash. Watch this little pressure here. So I won't break. See peripherally what she's doing here. See that see right there. So right there, and then take a little off. So what I'm doing is I'm working her mind. Same thing here. She's doing it again peripherally. Watch this. So I talk about stinking thinking. See that? See that? Perfect. That moment there is perfect. So, and see that, kind of letting it go. Just a big breath out. But by doing the leash method that way, I avoided a situation to get bitten. Or if she tried to, if she was thinking of it, I have time to be able to redirect her momentum forward on me. So right here, I'm going to stay here again, close to the dish, but I'm just going to work it this way. Hear a big whining coming out of her again. Again, more stress. Doesn't like this. You know, this is pushing her. And like I said, this is something you have to work through this, because what'll happen is it gets to a level where even the stress loads on her aren't healthy. Then she'll be not eating the right way, eating too quickly, food possession, stress, and then the potential biting somebody if they get too close to food. And so all the bad things that can set up on this, you've got to fix this. Right here, so watch this. So peripherally, she's trying to do it again. Watch this pressure. Notice the yawning. Again, this will take the stress off of her. There we go. She's starting to let it go, starting to relax, but I'm still going to wait. We're just hanging out. We've gone about, more than 15 minutes. Okay, so this is a prolonged food exercise. So I'm going to get her up here in a second. Give it another moment. See, that's the problem. You have to break it down slow, because the thing is, it can even seem pretty good. When you get this type of entrenchment, that's why I call it entrenchment. You could be, moving just a little bit too fast. You got to really break it down. And so what revealed the problem was the down with the push pull and the down. That brought out that little moment or big moment. This is why getting a dog to wait for the food can be very problematic. You get the dog to be full control. You could have this issue going on, and then get blindsided. Someone get bitten, and you're like, "What happened? Where did that come from?" Well, it was there because how a dog's mind is jumping over and beyond the individual. Because she's 1.5 years now, so this has been building up over time. So put a little pressure on her, that whining. So put a little pressure here, like this. You change the focus a little bit. It's protesting. So that's what's happened. She's established a high level of control over food. Sit. So we're going to bring her over on top of the food, but we're going to wait here for another moment. You see her head dipping down. She's looking for me to just release and give her permission, but we're going to stand here I'm going to delay this again. Okay, good. She eats a little bit here. I'm going to put her back into a sit pretty quickly. I'm going to hang out here again for a second. Really going to break this down. Go ahead. Put her back up into a sit again. Okay, good. Sit. Go ahead. So food's gone here. Don't want her overly licking that bowl or anything. I'll toss that out of the way, let everything go water. Good. So you can see here, okay, this is, again, an example of just how entrenched something like this can become. Not to say that change hasn't happened before even the teeth showing, because if I had done that on day one that way, I would have definitely gotten bitten, okay? So here, progress is being made, but just shows you the level a dog can get at here in terms of food possession. And so again, this is where, again, you see this type of thing happening, Okay, you want to add on a separate food exercise by way of the muzzle, okay, where you're lining it up. You'll see that me doing that on some other videos with other dogs, and that's something we're going to work on while she's here. But again, this is something, again, working through it. So again, this video kind of gives you really good ideas to how to deal with something like this. But, you know, again, always be very cautious when you're, you know, bringing a dog under intentional control and influence this way. You want to definitely start off just with good leash method, and then again tie in the exercises as well with the muzzle. Thanks for watching.